The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWan News. I'm Jasmine Irujak.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me later in the sports segment.
In this edition, phone banking makes Unitech student registration easier. Collier encouraged by AI in Digital Ethics Conference. And Huara in coach hat at Hunter's trial. Addressing the unpredictable nature of tribal fights in Hela province will be talked about in classrooms to emphasize the severity of the consequences on young people. Hela Education Services last week, in partnership with the International Committee of the Red Cross, launched the tribal fighting module to be taught in schools throughout the province.
A tribal fighting module will be introduced to children in the classroom in Hela province in an effort to emphasize the severity of the consequences of tribal fighting on young people. The module, a partnership initiative between Hela Education Services and the International Committee of the Red Cross, will undergo piloting in 2 secondary schools in Hela and 3 junior high schools, with careful monitoring of its impact before wider adoption across the province. Among various topics, the module aims to equip students with anger management and conflict resolution skills, empowering them with alternatives to violence. The launch is a pioneering educational endeavor aimed at fostering understanding among the younger generation and mitigating the humanitarian impact of tribal fights. ICRC says this innovative project serves as a guide for teachers instructing grades 7 to 10, covering crucial topics including restraint, traditional knowledge, humanitarian principles, the repercussions of tribal conflicts, anger management and protection of vulnerable individuals, and basic services such as health and education. Comprising 4 distinct strands: sources of law, tribal fighting, causes and effects, anger management techniques, and conflict resolution skills, the module will be delivered by personal development and guidance teachers. Lorena Rendodo, head of sub-delegation at ICRC Mount Hagen, highlighted the invaluable contribution of the steering committee's traditional wisdom and the ICRC's extensive experience in Hela, which culminated in a culturally sensitive educational resource tailored to the province's unique challenges. She expressed the ICRC's vision for the tribal fighting module as a catalyst for positive change, adaptable to the diverse cultural context of tribal violence in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. Susan Oreape, TVWan News.
The Department of Education and Office of Library and Archives dedicated the new year to God at the Reverend Sionikami Memorial United Church in Port Moresby on Friday, the 2nd of February. Chairman of the Teaching Service Commission, Samson Wangihome, emphasized on the theme that was about transforming teaching and learning. Wangihombe said they can achieve this with upskilling of teachers first.
Pastor Kepas Rakop, Associate Pastor from the AOG Cornerstone Gateway Church, led the dedication service for staff of the Department of Education and Office of Library and Archives. The theme for this year's mission is Transform Teaching and Learning to Achieve Quality Education Through Effective Service Delivery.
Good education system, you cannot have an educated population. Talk about the issues that are happening throughout this nation. Is an outcome of many issues that the nation has had over the several and many years that have come. But the future, if I may say, is still the best because you are divided according to your system and
Chairman of the Teaching Service Commission, Samson Wangihome, emphasized on the theme, starting with teacher training.
Next is achieving quality education. We talk about standards. We talk about quality education. Is quality of education that is delivered measured through the success of students in grade 8 going into grade 9, from grade 10 into grade 11, or from grade 12 into tertiary institutions? Is this how we measure, if you like, the quality of education? I believe that the quality of education can be measured when there is a change in behavior.
Mr. Wangihome emphasized that it is the job of the educators to transform the minds of the children so they will learn to value the society and their lives as well.
To transform this teaching and learning other teachers in the classroom. So it's our job now to see that they are transformed, so they start to think like transformational leaders in the classroom. To transform the mindset of the child so that they have a qualification and they are educated. That is what it is all about. If they are educated, they will not go looting shops and they will not go burning down shops. Second, looting in Guerrero yesterday. Is that the mindset of an educated person?
PNG Education Transformation Vision 2025 to 2075 logo and consultation was then launched after the dedication service. Consultations will begin soon. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Don Pollier, is anticipating a year of fruitful collaboration and academic excellence in 2024. The minister returned from a 2-day conference in China, armed with some knowledge in artificial intelligence and digital ethics, with plans to further explore these areas this year. After attending the 2-day World Digital Education Conference in Shanghai, China, the Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science, Technology is adamant to start navigating through these areas this year. Upon his return, he recapped on the various discussions he had with world leaders, including artificial intelligence for schools and digital ethics.
Systems of education to go online, to do things digitally, is very important. That is the new norm today. That is the new culture. That is the new way. We cannot, it's not a choice. It's not a choice that we choose to do this or that. It is a mandatory, it is the life.
This year, Pollier plans to organize workshops on AI and digital ethics, navigating the ethical landscape in the age of intelligent machine. He shared through the examples he saw during the conference that AI is rapidly transforming various aspects of human life, offering unprecedented opportunities and challenges.
Those that are using, we must have these regulations that guide and define the usage of AI in or institutions for education purpose only, or for purpose that are productive and that which is allowed by the law or by the code of practice. We should not just allow it to be used freely at any time by anybody, children, adults, anywhere. I think it has some negative implications as well.
He affirmed that he will be in discussion with the Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Minister for Planning, and the Prime Minister and others responsible to develop code of ethics for the application of AI in PNG. Meantime, on January the 22nd, 2024, Minister Pollier officially approved and launched the governance, manual and organizational structure for all higher education institutions in PNG. Workshops will be conducted throughout the year to facilitate a comprehensive understanding of these documents and their full implementation. He shared that these tools are to enhance governance quality, leadership efficiency, and management effectiveness at higher education institutions. The 2024 National Judicial Services Legal Year was officially opened today in Port Moresby. The opening began with a combined police, correctional service, and army band parade, leading judges, magistrates, and lawyers to Bethel Tabernacle of Praise Church for the dedication and commissioning service. President of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, Dr. Peter Maynard, graced the ceremony with his presence. Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika reminded the judicial staff that the purpose of the court system is to interpret, defend, and uphold the country's law to resolve dispute. He said the courts play a critical role in providing a level of stability through the promotion of good judicial administration and addressing development issues. The Chief Justice encouraged judicial staff to perform to the best of their abilities and uphold the true integrity of the law. Meanwhile, President of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, Dr. Peter Maynard, invites Papua New Guinea Justice Sector to open the Borneo Rainforest Law Conference that will be held at the end of this month in Malaysia. Maynard said the purpose of inviting PNG to open the conference is because of the impact the country has had at the international level. You're watching TVWan News. When we come back, more to come.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open bets.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungyamyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good trade.
The stakes are high.
Joshua!
And every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor.
Come on out and join the party, baby! Ricochet taking out Logan Paul! Samoa drop by Nia Jax!
Welcome back. The Minister for Higher Education has given to the Acting Department Secretary a rundown of what to expect in the space of higher education, research, science and technology. Apart from his announcement of introducing artificial intelligence into the sector, Minister Polya is also confirming international engagement, application of higher education loan program, and the research budget enhancement for 2024. Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Don Polya, emphasized that this year the ministry will maintain its collaboration with the Government of Australia, while the partnership with the People's Republic of China, Japan, Indonesia, South Korea, relationship, and Taiwan, Hungary, and Poland continues.
Countries, I think it's eye-opening. The world is now revolutionizing to digital way of life, and education is very important. So these are things that you will see us doing in the higher education space. I like to see improvement. Standard of discipline must be improved. Standard of teaching and the programs and curriculums must be improved. They must match the best practice in the world.
Minister Polya said in collaboration with the Asian Development Bank and the Government of Australia, DHEST will also persist in its endeavors to elevate the quality of learning and teaching within the technical and vocational education and training sector. Polya was pleased to confirm the complete disbursement of outstanding tertiary education student assistance scheme payments for the 2023 academic year, totaling 30.5 million kina. This year's TESIS allocation is 83 million kina. Students are encouraged to apply through the Higher Education Loan Program, which has an allocation of 52 million kina this year.
So I want to see a wake up in the mind of every academic person in Papua New Guinea. I want to see the quality improved, because we are the custodians of quality skill development and quality academic development in the minds of Papua New Guineans.
In a positive development, the 2024 budget for universities and research institutes earmarks a substantial increase, reinforcing DHEST's commitment to research activities. The minister said robust research is pivotal for acquiring data and analysis that underpin advancements in economic and social sectors, ultimately enhancing the quality of academic programs. The Samarai Murua District Development Authority has invested in its SME sector through the Women's Micro Bank or Mama Bank. MPEC Henry Leonard presented the Mama Bank with a check of 1 million kina to allow its people in the SME space to access these funds to improve their income-earning ventures. The presentation was done in the nation's capital recently.
Microbank Limited signed a memorandum of agreement with Samarai Murua District in 2023 to provide accessible financial services and affordable MSME credit facilities for the women, families and youth in the district. The district MP EC Henry Leonard handed over to the Mama Bank a check of 1 million kina to enable access to funding for MSME or SME activities that would empower his people socially and economically. CEO for Mama Bank Gunanidi Des said the MOA has made this happen and the Mama Bank stands ready to help the people of Samarai Murua access financial assistance for their small business ventures.
Is ready to take in hub and spoke approach to serve the people of Milan Bay province and particularly in Samarai Murua district to help in financial inclusion services, access to credit and capacity building.
Furthermore, Mr. Des said the MOA paves way for the Mama Bank to provide financial literacy trainings for the people and savings culture for the people of Samarai Murua.
It's not only just going and doing the financial inclusion services, but we want to give out the financial literacy training to the people of Samarai Murua, and at the same time we would like to give how savings can be imbibed in their culture.
The MP vowed to provide 1 million kina every year to the Mama Bank so that the financial assistance is always available for his people to utilize. He encouraged those wanting to access the funds to set up bank accounts.
You must use the banking system to facilitate service delivery. Because government policy, you cannot write checks and give to individuals. You must write check and give them to business houses, organizations that are engaged to deliver service delivery. And that's why it's important. We must have banking service so that our people in the district can now participate in terms of service delivery right down to where they are.
Jane Budo, TV1 News.
Meantime, the Mama Bank signed a MOU with PASIFAN to provide accessible financial services and affordable credit facilities to SMEs and MSMEs, progressing from the PASIFAN incubation program at the Women's Microbank office in Port Moresby recently. This collaboration marks the beginning of a strategic partnership to provide business development and financial services to SMEs and MSMEs, facilitating access to startup capital for business initiation and expansion.
A memorandum of understanding between the Women's Microbank and PASIFAN allows access to financial services and affordable credit facilities to SMEs and MSMEs who have gone through the PASIFAN incubation program. During the ceremony, Mama Bank CEO Gunanidi Das said the unique problem that PASIFAN is trying to solve is cater to the business capacities of women in the country. He said this will go a long way to achieve gender equality, women's economic empowerment, and the holistic development of SMEs and MSMEs across the nation.
We don't discriminate men also, but yeah, definitely we really give priority to the women to give out loans. And importantly, when 100 customers or 100 entrepreneurs already been trained, we will be loved to serve them with our the MSME loan and SME loan.
And so signing this MOU today with the Women's Microbank, Mama Bank, is really, really important to us and to our participants because it provides them a direct pathway to be accessing credit from you.
Furthermore, PASIFAN CEO Des Yeninen said the entrepreneurial programs to succeed, PASIFAN and Mama Bank will fulfill their responsibilities, which may require collaboration with other member organizations. He added that they will refer their clients and entrepreneurs who undergo the PASIFAN Business Accelerator program to Mama Bank to access credit funds and all other financial products and services to grow their business.
But we hope that through the program that we run, it will give Women's Microbank a level of comfort to be able to relax some of the requirements to the participants of PASIFAN's business incubation programs. We'll be looking to Mama Bank to come with us on that journey. They already have their access points around the country, so we'll be tapping on those access points, and together we think that we'll be able to help grow the SME sector here in Papua New Guinea.
Mr. Yeninen expressed appreciation at Mr. Des and the Mama Bank team for their efforts in finalizing the MOU. Jane Budo, TV1 News.
The government is putting together a framework policy on oil palm industry cooperation to include concerns raised by smallholder growers. Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke said they are embarking on this because there is no legal process in place to address them.
At the recent check presentation event for oil palm seedlings, Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke clarified that since the start of the Oskins Oil Palm Project and Biala project in West New Britain, the project have not seen any changes. The minister was happy to say that the introduction of the oil palm ministerial portfolio has allowed the government to put a microscope over these issues and address them. Minister Maneke added that the two new bills yet to be tabled in Parliament will be addressing issues faced by smallholder growers.
Infrastructure will put him this time. The project lo Oskins and World Bank and put him na loya lo imi lo biala and ADB and put him all put him olaus this time all put him road this time. Since all put him in up now over the road now over the house over the something in Bagaram. Also now me like to call them. Go them must sabe lo ebi lo imi. Now I'm creating this ministry so that we can be able to insert him for them something and by enough albi me or growa. Natu all one more institution lo imi start improve him, restructure him so that them can make him nap him like lo imi natu by we can support him this industry.
Maneke explained that the delay in the tabling of the review of the Oil Palm Act 1992 was in some policies that need to be amended It goes before the National Executive Council for deliberation.
Now I have opportunity blow you look sabe na rural project blow you or one division blow you na incorporating more programs blow you long maintaining more laws na sindaw nim good all staff blow you kaman money no sa kam direct until now we come na too lately also kaman start putim some money lo work lo industry.
Meantime, General Manager for Agi Oil Palms Limited, Craig Gibson, said he supports the government policies and regulations put forward for review.
That both applies to the LSS blocks and also in the VOP, which is something that is a real threat to being able to carry out our replanting programs on time. And it is something that we are putting a lot of effort into addressing. Okay, and we need to be working closely with OPIC, closely with other government departments to make sure that we can address this so that it doesn't continue to be a threat for our production and our smallholder growers going forward.
Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
New Britain Palm Oil Limited and Hagi Oil Palms Limited will be providing more than 30,000 oil palm seedlings to smallholder growers in Hoskins and Biala in West New Britain. Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke handed over checks of more than 500,000 kina to the two milling companies to enable this exercise. With this roundtable on sustainable palm oil restrictions on new palm planting, Minister Maneke decided to assist growers to do replanting by purchasing seedlings and supplying to the smallholder farmers to boost their yield. The 30,000 oil palm seedlings from the Hoskins project will be distributed among the 5 projects within the Hoskins oil palm growing areas, while 12,000 will be distributed to the growers in Biala. General Secretary for OPIC, Kepsen Pupita, backed the minister in this regard, encouraging growers not to allow challenges to demean their hard work.
Running business blow oil palm and stop inside law. All of funding by come law saboting industry and stop inside law. You know that not money law obligate can talk by government by come giving me law saboting me know that.
Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke has also given his word to look into the issue of fertilizers affecting oil palm yield produced by smallholder farmers. Chairman of Hoskins Oil Palm Growers Association, Augustine Pake, brought this issue to the minister's attention at the check presentation in Baobata.
You mean starting with work and start learning. You mean improving law here. Now you go inside the new black projects, and by you can doubling or activities law at the same time to doubling in law in a way you can catch in plenty money come inside the country law.
Registration at the PNG University of Technology in Leh has been made a little bit more convenient for parents and students. Apart from hosting registration outside, Unitech has now jumped on board BSP Pay for the first time this year, enabling parents to make payments on school campus instead of standing in line at the bank.
Registration at the beginning of every academic year has always been a stressful process, both for parents and students. This year, instead of hosting the process inside poorly ventilated buildings, the PNG University of Technology in Leh's Taraka campus has opted to set up outside instead. With natural ventilation and more breathing space, students are comfortably seated under marquees, waiting for their turn to register. Another first for Unitech this year is the new payment option that they have adopted, BSP Pay. As long as the customer has BSP mobile banking, they can pay for tuition fees using BSP Pay. Today is the first day of the week-long 2024 orientation and registration program. One of the parents, Pedro Pita, from Western Highlands Province, already had 2 sons graduate from Unitech. He was at Unitech today to register his 3rd son for first-year accounting.
And probably when it comes to paying a fee, it takes, you see, the family needs flooding coming in. So you need to pay the fees. We want to get our child to register, to enroll and get a dorm. sell before we want to get out. For my two sons, I normally go to sit at the stand in front of the bank, BSB banks. Normally we pay for Unitex branch and accounts and pay. Like, when you follow the queues, you see the queue is going to follow. Now you go to Lesit and see it's going to be a long queue, Like when we probably sometimes we finish it at 6 o'clock. Sometimes we can't finish it, they say, come back the next morning again, you see. I'm very happy to see right now. It's the first thing that I see when I see the Chinese BSB is doing a payment here, collecting payments. Oh, this is very, very good. It's very make it very easy, what fastest that we can get it done, and we have a lot of time to move on.
Another parent, Golda Inapero, traveled all the way from Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, to register her eldest son for the first time at Unitec. She breathed a sigh of relief when it took her only 10 minutes to open his account.
So I'm heading back to Goroka tomorrow, and I had to open his account before I go. That's when I saw BSB setting up at the campus. I just walked over and asked if I could open my son's account, and if they said if you have his grade 12 certificate or if you have his NID or school ID from his previous school, we provide those documents and we open his account in just like 10 minutes, which is more efficient and effective. And I'm super happy for BSB. Thank you for taking the initiative to set your tent here at PNG Unitec. It's convenient for parents like us, so we'll be traveling back to our domicile.
The week-long registration program will include a Murray Stopes health awareness this evening, an alumni session on Tuesday evening, and the official welcome program on Thursday. Kamala Guare, TVWan News, Lay.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2675 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2595, $0.3957 Australian dollars, $0.2330 euro, and 38.18 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, copra, and palm oil closed higher. Gold, crude oil, and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TVWan News. We'll have news abroad when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaruki, rock the big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
All Mama Flame is not all Sam.
Me say you sing flame flower long one him. Yeah, me say me Kim Kai Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Ne me kumo mix him what them cow na karama pim long.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is scaling one time olar pela kai kai. Me save kissing more kai kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You in a packing more one time flame flower.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's go raise family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite one minds. Tennessee let's get rice on scarce, air price. that you'd like it.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. Quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. Streaming now on Outdoor.
You kick off.
Season opening doubleheader in America.
Yeah, we want to have a good season for them.
What did you see?
It's big. Hey, man.
It's above us.
No.
And we're back. Foreign Minister Penny Wong says the Australian government is appalled with the decision.
Come to you with the most harrowing news. In Beijing, Australian citizen Dr. Yang Jun has received a suspended death sentence. We understand that this can be commuted to a life sentence following 2 years. The Australian government is appalled at this outcome. We will be communicating our response in the strongest terms. As a first step, I have directed my secretary to summon China's ambassador to Australia to express our objection. We have consistently called for basic standards of justice, procedural fairness and humane treatment for Dr. Yang in accordance with international norms and China's legal obligations. Australia will not relent in our advocacy for justice for Dr. Yang's interests and well-being, including appropriate medical treatment, and we will continue to provide consular assistance to him and his family. All Australians want to see Dr. Yang reunited with his family.
Taiwan's top representative to Australia has declared he is quite confident that Tuvalu won't follow Nauru's lead and switch diplomatic recognition to China despite Beijing's attempt to lure politicians in the Pacific island country. China's ruling party remains intent on diplomatically isolating Taiwan and has intensified efforts to convince 12 countries that maintain official relations with Taipei to recognize the People's Republic of China instead. Tuvalu, which has a population of just 11,000, is one of 3 Pacific Island nations that retain ties with Taiwan rather than China. There has been rampant speculation that Tuvalu could soon ditch Taiwan in the wake of recent elections in the Pacific nation, particularly after Nauru abruptly severed its relationship with Taipei last month. War veteran Ben Robert Smith is back in a Sydney court as an appeal over his landmark defamation loss gets underway.
Last year, when Justice Anthony Besanko dismissed his long-running civil case, the judge said he was satisfied that allegations of 4 murders in Afghanistan and of bullying were substantially true after applying the civil standard. Now, those were allegations that were contained in Nine's defence case because Nine was relying on a defence of truth. In his appeal documents, Mr. Robert Smith's legal team has now asked the appeal court to overturn the loss and in lieu of it, enter a judgment in his favour. So to do that, what they're going to be trying to do is persuade a panel of 3 appeal judges that Justice Besanko made errors of law throughout his 730-page judgment. Now, much of the evidence in this case, if people will remember, came from former or current SAS operators, former colleagues of Ben Robert Smith, and many of them gave contradictory accounts of key missions where certain allegations were said to have unfolded. So this is really a technical fight and a revisiting of the existing evidence in the context of deciding whether or not there were errors of law in Justice Besanko's judgment.
And what are some of the arguments the court has heard so far, Jamie?
Well, Ben Robert Smith's legal team is being led by the prominent Sydney Silk Brett Walker SC. He is a relatively new face to these proceedings, and he's made some opening remarks this morning about this being a civil case which involved some very serious allegations. Now, there's a principle known as the Briginshaw principle that comes into play in these types of situations, and that principle suggests that a court should proceed cautiously where there are serious allegations being made in the context of a civil case. Brett Walker has told the appeal panel that the gravity of consequence in this case was very serious. So part of the argument that he is making about why there were what he says errors of law in the judgment is that Justice Besanko, according to Brett Walker, didn't take into account Ben Robert Smith's presumption of innocence and also adequately explain how these kind of things were weighed up in his very lengthy judgment and also how it might have affected the original judge's view of the evidence. Brett Walker is also going to attempt to show that the evidence in the trial itself fell short of what he's described as the level of cogency required to support the kind of very serious allegations that were being made. So even from what we've heard so far, Roz, we can tell that this is going to be a very technical hearing and it's expected to last for about 10 days.
The United States intends to launch further strikes at Iran-backed groups in the Middle East. The White House National Security Advisor was warned. The United States and Britain unleashed attacks against 36 Houthi targets in Yemen, a day after the U.S. military hit Tehran-backed groups in Iraq and Syria in retaliation for a deadly attack on U.S. troops in Jordan. The strikes are the latest blows in a conflict that has spread into the Middle East since October the 7th, when the Iran-backed Palestinian militant group Hamas stormed Israel from the Gaza Strip, igniting war. Back home, the Social Democratic Party National Convention program was held Sunday, the 4th of February 2024 at the Stanley Hotel in Port Moresby. To election its national executives, party leader and governor for NCD, Powis Pakop, was host. The Social Democratic Party elected John Kamasua as national president, Paul Kitnip as party vice president, Gabriel Kotona as general secretary, and Rex Wellin assumes the role of treasurer.
The Social Democratic Party's National Convention, chaired by party leader and governor for NCD, Powis Pakop, has elected its national executives. John Kamasua was voted national president with 7 votes, and Paul Kitnip as vice president, uncontested with 11 votes. Gabriel Kotona emerged as general secretary with 8 votes, and Rex Wellin garnered 9 votes to assume the role of treasurer. The election process led by PNG EC Manager Industrial Elections, Desmond Timiyaso, was deemed legitimate, enabling the newly elected executives to assume office promptly.
The rep was here and actually witnessed the election process that took effect. Therefore, the election has been concluded, and I wish all the executives elected well in their positions as they pursue to take the Social Democratic Party forward through to the 2027 national elections.
The SDP convention aimed to redefine the party's trajectory and leadership. Master of Ceremony Dr. Newton Albert highlighted the absence of active executives in the OIPPAC or OIPAC Registry of Political Parties since 2002. He underscored the crucial role of interim executives in shoring up the party's operations. Governor Pakop urged those overseeing the election process to discerningly select individuals poised to contribute meaningfully to the SDP's advancement. He stressed the imperative of cultivating innovative leadership and organizing the party effectively to field candidates capable of transformative governance.
It's appropriate to put out candidates that we feel and we have assessed that they have the potential to provide smart, very, innovative leadership for our people. In this day and age, we can't play around. True. We need smart executives who are going to come up with a smart plan to enable us to achieve outcomes that is and will make the party a serious party.
Expressing gratitude and resolve, Kamasua emphasized the diverse backgrounds and experiences of the elected executives, reiterating their commitment to amplifying SDP's voice and fostering its growth.
As you have seen, the elected executives, each of them have spoken about their background, what they bring to the party. We must bring something to the party. And each of them have different credentials, educational background, experiences, political experiences, community presence, all of that counts.
The SDP has now set its sights on the 2027 national elections. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWan News.
And that ends the main news. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Jasmine. Join me for your sporting details after these messages.
Papua New Guinea. We love a reason for a family gathering. A reason to play. A reason to ignite the flame. A reason to cook the best with the best. Flame oil, now PNG made for PNG cooking. Flame oil, winning taste.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
It's on again. It's back to school with Colgate and Protex. 100,000 kina worth of prizes to be won with laptops, tablets, and 250 kina shopping vouchers. Simply purchase 2 or more Colgate and Protex branded products, write your name and contact details on the back of the receipt, drop it in the entry bin in participating stores for a chance to win. Promotion begins 1st February and ends 31st March 2024. Hurry! Go to your nearest participating store now and purchase Colgate and Protex products to win. Terms and conditions apply.
Make a true wish and become one of our lucky winners! Truka is giving away 400,000 kina with 1,000 kina up for grabs every fortnight. That's not all. 20 major winners will win 10,000 kina each. It's easy. Buy a 5 kg or 10 kg Truka medium grain or jasmine rice and look for the entry forms in the bag. Fill in your details and drop it in the entry box at your nearest participating store. Don't miss out. Make a true wish now. Terms and conditions apply.
Jenny, yesterday you said you consider getting me a job.
Guard that with your life, but do not open it.
I think he likes me.
The universe has sent you a gift.
The love you feel for your family makes you weak.
You're wrong. My family, that's what makes me strong.
Blue Beetle premieres Friday, February 9th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
In recent years, the Mosby South electorate has been tagged a model district in the nation's capital in service delivery and sports. Mosby South MP Justin Tachenko said the success of Gabotu Dragons in representing Southern Confederate at the PNG Rugby Football League Club Championships in Lae is a testament to sports development in the electorate. Amongst other success stories of sports in the Mosby South electorate is the qualification of Gaboto Dragons to represent Southern Region Confederate at the PNG RFL Club Challenge in Lae in the coming weeks. At the launching of the JT Super 9s tournament, the member for Mosby South congratulated the team for the hard-fought win. He said the success of Gaboto Dragons is the success of Mosby South Rugby League.
So Gaboto Dragons have won the competition, and now they are going to Lae for the final playoff. So let's give Gaboto Dragons a big round of applause. Fantastic result, beating all the other teams in the southern region. All the other teams now going to play in Lae, representing not only the southern region, but of course Mosby South #1. That's right.
Tachenko explains the opportunity he wants to create for the youth of Mosby South. It includes creating more sporting avenues and opportunities.
This is to give everybody the chance of playing here in Mosby South, playing here at the Mosby South Stadium, as well as promoting rugby league in the best electorate in this city.
The Gaboto Dragons will join the champions of other regional confederations to vie for the PNG RFL National Club Championship title in Lae later this month. Meantime, 70,000 kina has been committed to JT Super 9s tournament, also scheduled for this month. It will be a lead-up event to the Mosby South Rugby League competition, the competition Gaboto Dragons play in. Former PNG Hunter star number 9 and now part of Paul Ayton's coaching staff, Wartovo Puara Jr., had his first crack at coaching when he took charge of the Hunters team white against old Hunters teammate Enoch Mackey's coach white team in Saturday's inter-trial match played at the Santos National Football Stadium. Watts had a last laugh with Team White prevailing 22-10 at full time. The much-anticipated Hunters inter-trial was a culmination of 2 grueling months of pre-season training, which started back in November to December 2023. Saturday saw the Hunters' main group split into 2 teams, Team White and Team Black, providing Hunters head coach Paul Ayton an opportunity to step back and critically oversee proceedings and make his final assessment on how the teams would execute their game plan, the structure, combination, process, execution and communication on the field. With former Hunters grades and assistant coaches, Wartovo Puara Jr. and Enoch Mackey taking the front seat, the match was played in regular 40 minutes each way. As anticipated, there was no love lost between the 2 teams who were out to impress and fight for spots in the final 30-man squad. The intriguing encounter was intense and physical at times, that saw a number of players leaving the field early with concussion issues. At the end of the brutal affair, the Puara Junior coach side, Team White came out on top 22 points to 10 over Mackey's side, Team Black. Puara said in his first gig as coach it was a tough watching from the bench. He said he would love to be out there directing traffic but was happy to see and identify what needs to be done before their first interstate trial match with Ipswich Jets this Saturday in Brisbane.
It's a bit different from sitting from the sideline and watching, but I think it's good to have a game this afternoon. We've been training for the last probably 10 weeks, 8, and it's good to have a game like really a real game, 80 minutes of football before the trial against Ipswich. So now we see where we are and what are the mistakes to fix, and there's a lot of things to be improved on. Still we have a lot of things to work on, but we'll get there.
Puara admitted there is still a lot of game fundamentals they need to get right. He is confident they will get there.
Ball handling, there's a lot of drop balls. Defensively, I think we did well, like boys defense well. there's some good context, and some of the young kids today play really well today. So I think in our attack we need to complete our set more and stick to our structure. Our structure is there, but we get away from it, and then we made a lot of mistakes. So we gotta go back to our structure.
Meanwhile, the PNG Hunters CEO Scott Barker said, while it is still early days to make an announcement at this stage, the final 30-man squad is almost locked-in for the 2024 QRL season. But the list will not be released until the team's official season launches a week before the season opener in the second week of March 2024. Late PNG Kumul 139 Joshua Koworu was laid to rest next to his mother's grave at Goyalau village, Ihu in Gulf on Monday, fulfilling his wish to be buried beside his late mother and where originated from. At 19 years of age, young Joshua left his village for the city and grew up in Koki, Port Moresby. The people of Koyalahu, Aivau, Keuru, and Orokoro from both coastal and inland villages attended late Joshua's funeral to show their last respect and emotional send-off to the rugby league star. Koro was given recognition by acting Gulf Governor and Ihu LLG President Charles Meu on behalf of Chris Hiveta at the Kerema Town Sports Oval and organized by Gulf Provincial Administration, Provincial Sport Coordinator Ake Maweka to a legend to hoisted at the flag of Gulf and PNG at the international stage. A lap of honor was accorded around the Kerema Sports Oval where he started his rugby league career, walking 100 kilometers for 2 hours from his village to Kerema to play rugby league. Koro brothers Gideon, Auda and the late Joshua created history with a set of 3 siblings representing PNG, said to be a special and unique achievement that the tribesmen and women have pride in. His close cousin brother Abel Koivi said that the Kouru brothers were simple village boys who donned the Kumul jumper with pride for the village, Gulf Province and PNG. That's all we have in sports. We are unable to bring you the weather report. It was provided to us in time. However, there is a renewal of strong wind warning issued by the Papua New Guinea National Weather Service this afternoon at 5 p.m. The warning is for coastal waters of Samarai, including eastern and western Milne Bay Islands and some islands. There is a strong west to northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots expected to continue for the next 24 hours, causing rough seas. All small craft and boats are advised to take necessary precautions before going out to sea, especially in the warning areas. And that ends the sports segment. Over to you, Jasmine.
Thank you, Rex. And that ends TVWan News tonight. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.